Good morning. It is Monday today. I am going to do a bit of a mid-year reset type vibe this week. So I really want to spend some time, maybe tonight after work, just like sitting down, reflecting on what has happened over the past 6 months and where we want to go and like what changes we're going to make. Um, yeah, and maybe like my current lock screen on my phone is a bit of a vision board. So, like, updating that and doing those sorts of things. So, the first change that we are making is trying to stop having coffee first thing in the morning because I am one of those people that have coffee as their whole breakfast. But I will say this in defense. I have mentioned this a few times before, but I have my lunch break at literally 10:40 in the morning. So I find it really hard to have breakfast beforehand because then I'm not hungry for my lunch break and then I don't really get an opportunity to eat until I'm home. So we are still going to try and change that and work with what we've got, I guess. I'm going to try stop having coffee first thing in the morning or in the morning at all, and I'm going to either switch to matcha, which is one option, and then just continue everything else as normal, just like changing out the coffee for matcha. Or I'm going to try have some form of protein based breakfast and then have a really light lunch. So that's my second option, which I'm going to be trying the second option today, where I'm going to have protein oats for brekkie, and then I'm going to take a packet of soup for lunch, which is like not a whole lot. So yeah, I'm going to try that. And then at the end of the day, I can have a coffee either at work or if I want to wait till I get home, I do prefer my home coffee. But yeah, I think we'll try that and see how it goes. But yeah, that's the first thing that we're doing to like make some change. Hello, I am back from work now, and I thought it would be the perfect time to do our little mid year reset and like write down how we're feeling, what are our priorities, I guess, for the rest of the year, and how we're going to achieve those things. So I think I'm thinking maybe coming up with three main sort of goals, and then we can sort of break them down into smart goals, I guess, just to make sure that they are realistic, measurable, all of the those good things that we use at work. So yeah, let's have a think, and then I'm gonna write down some goals, and then I'll come back and share. Okay, I've just spent some time thinking and reflecting upon what I was feeling for the past 6 months and sort of where I want to see myself in 6 months from now. So, the three goals that we've come up with is number one, losing weight, which I know can be quite a sensitive topic. So, if that isn't for you, please feel free to skip ahead whenever I talk about this. But that's number one. Number two is building a healthy relationship with money. I feel like I haven't had one for a few years now. I think going from being a little teenage, I guess, girl, just wanting to buy clothes and keeping up with trends and just like spending money however I wanted to then becoming, I guess, a full-fledged adult with a mortgage and responsibilities and pets was just like a massive jump that I never really had time to adjust to. So I definitely ruined or have created some really toxic habits with spending and finances, and I really want to rebuild that relationship and have um, you know a view of shopping as it's not toxic. It's actually something that I enjoy doing, and it's actually good in that way when it's controlled. So anyway, just I guess like redeveloping a good relationship with money. And then number three is making time for meaningful things, which I will go into a little bit more. I kind of want to flesh these goals out a little bit more, and then I'll come back and like explain them a little bit better, and I'll write, I guess, like a proper like a SMART goal vibe. So that way we can keep each other accountable. And I feel like this will help as well. Like if you guys are doing a mid-year reset yourselves, like try to make it a SMART goal. Otherwise it just feels like an endless goal and there's no time limit, there's no way of measuring whether you actually like hit your goal or not, those sorts of things. So yeah, anyway, I'll be back with a better or more, I guess, explicit plan. Hello, I have just fleshed out my goals a little bit and I've written 3 dot points under each one to sort of give my goals a little bit of direction. So for losing weight, I actually didn't mention exercise as much because I really want to hone in on food and what I'm eating. So I have put a rough caloric goal, but I am not by any means tracking or being really strict with this. It's just like a general guide. So if I can stick to around this number per day, I'll be happy with that. And I'm not even going to bother saying the number because it's going to be so different for who you are, what your body is like, how tall you are, like all of those things are going to play a massive part. So yeah, I have a rough idea of what I want to be eating per day, and I feel like I stuck to it today, which gives me a good guide of like what I should be eating for the next week or so. So that's good. Drinking 2 liters of water a day. I feel like often I will eat because I'm actually thirsty, but not drinking enough water. So not realizing that it was just me being thirsty, not hungry. So I really want to make effort to drink a lot of water before I actually have meals so that I'm not eating for the sake of eating and that I'm actually hungry when I'm eating. I also want to incorporate 30 minutes of any form of workout per day. So that could be literally a walk, a dance, video, mad fit situation that I did on the weekend. It can be Pilates, it can be a run, it can be literally anything, but just 30 minutes, which I feel like is not hard, especially with my job. Like if it really came down to it, I could literally walk around on my yard duty a little bit more than I usually would. Like instead of standing in the same sort of area, I could like do rounds and that would help. Like that would literally hit my goal. So I really don't think that that's hard to achieve. Even today, like I technically haven't done my 30 minutes of exercise today, but I will go on the walking pad after this. So that will hit my goal. So that would be really good if I can like stick to that. For the money goal, I want to have limits with Afterpay. Afterpay is my main source of debt. So I really want to make sure that I have limits and have control when using it. I'm not saying that it's bad to use. I don't have a credit card. So Afterpay is literally my version of a credit card. So just making sure that it is used but with limits and making sure that I can stay on top of it and I have control over it and it's not the other way around. My second dot point was trying to prioritize saving. So put money towards myself first before spending it elsewhere. So often I view things like whatever I'm buying is for me, but I don't considering savings for me when savings is for me. So I really want to change and shift that perspective of savings is for me. So savings and therefore I come first and spending and like buying tangible items come second. So that's just like a mindset shift that I want to remind myself of when I'm getting paid and putting money aside for different things. And the third is just rebuilding my view on shopping. I often feel guilty when I shop. It feels like a really bad thing that I tend to do because I do it so much and it's out of control. But I really want to rebuild that and reshape that thinking around shopping being actually a positive thing and something that makes me feel good when I do have control over it. The third goal, so making time to do meaningful things. So I've come up with 3 things that have made me feel really good over the past 6 months and things that I would like to continue doing and even prioritizing a little bit more. Reading puts me in a whole different world. I feel so, I guess, just like absorbed in it and it takes me to a different world, a different place, and I really like it. I really like that aspect of reading, so that's why that's there. Having coffee with friends and family and just like going on dates with friends and family, day trips, going out to the city, doing things like that, going out for a little bevy, like those sorts of things really have been filling my cup recently, so I want to try and do that more. And scrapbooking and journaling, which is I'm fairly new to both of these things. And by journaling, I don't mean like the writing down journaling, which I still do, but like the picture, putting in a little bit more effort, making of the visual scrapbook and journal has been really filling my cup as well. So I would love to, make that or make time to do that throughout the rest of the year as well. So those are my dot points. Now I'm going to go back and make those SMART goals. So be right back. Okay, SMART goals are written. For losing weight, my goal is to lose 5 kilos by November. All of my goals are ending in November. So by November, I want to achieve these things. And I've done it that way because that gives me, it's technically like the start of June. So that does give me like almost 6 months. And I also feel like if I push it out to December, that's like holiday period. I would have been on holidays and things like that, which I feel like gives me more excuses to not achieve these goals. So I want to make sure that I actually do. So that's why I've done it for November. But yeah, losing 5 kilos by November gives me like nearly 6 months to do that. So I feel like that's quite like realistic, achievable, sustainable. So hopefully all goes well with that. For the money goal, I've written that by November I will be debt free and have emergency savings starting to build. Debt free meaning like I can still obviously have a little bit of debt on Afterpay, but it's like within my limits and it's planned to be there. Like it's not excessive. I don't know if that makes sense, but it shouldn't feel like debt. It's just like part of the usual. And having savings starting to build is a big one because I feel like I haven't had savings in years, since becoming a full-fledged adult and having all of these like financial commitments. I found it really hard to save, which has made it feel impossible, but it's not. So I want to start getting back on that grind. I was able to do it all these years to be able to, obviously afford this house and afford a wedding and do all of those sorts of big, I guess, big ticket things. So it is possible and I have done it before, so I can do it again. It's just about rebuilding that mindset and rebuilding some of those good habits up again. And then the last one, making time for meaningful things. My goal is very vague, but then I've like paired it with a measurable way of like, I don't know, just a way to measure it, I guess. The goal is by November, I will feel content in how I spend my time with those around me and within myself. I will feel like I'm able to spend quality time with others and with myself. So they kind of repeat the same thing, but I guess the general themes are feeling content with how I'm spending my time. And I've put, if you're familiar with the Likert scale, it's just like a scale, like on a scale of 1 to 5, like how am I feeling like I'm going with this at the moment? At the moment, I'm like a 2 out of 5, I would say. Like I'm glad that I am able to spend time with my friends and family, but I'm definitely not putting as much effort or like being as present as I can be when I am spending this time with them. So I really want to up that and hopefully that will be reflected on that same sort of scale. Hopefully like a 3 or a 4 would be good. Just anything more than a 2 really is an improvement. So I'll be happy with that. But yeah, those are my SMART goals. So let's talk next steps now. I think I'm going to spend some time on Pinterest, just like browsing and coming up with like a folder full of, what do you call it? A pin board full of things that represent these goals and how I want to see myself in 6 months from now. And I'm going to make them into like a collage and set that as my as my new lock screen. Because yeah, the one that I currently have is amazing, but it's mid-year now. It's time for a reset. Last night I spent like an hour just walking on my walking pad, which I haven't done in so long. And I feel like because I haven't done it in so long, I forgot how much I enjoy it and how easy it is to do. So I think I will really try and incorporate that back into the days where I am home and I do have time, and when I am just like scrolling on my phone or watching something on YouTube, I can literally do that but also walk at the same time, so why wouldn't I? Also this, I burnt myself using my hair curler, which I mean, so worth it because I curled it on what, like Monday or Tuesday, maybe Tuesday, and it stayed like this ever since, so like worth the burn, but like first time I've ever burnt myself using like a hot hair tool, so a new fear has been unlocked. But anyway, yeah, I did that this morning. I am also going to Pilates, so just trying to do that 2 to 3 times a week, just whenever I can, because we had like the long weekend and stuff. I didn't go on my usual Monday morning, so I have this is my first Pilates session of the week, and I have also been a little bit run down, so I'm also just like allowing myself to take that rest when needed. But yeah, that's sort of how this week has been going. Yesterday was payday, and the way that I'm going with that and the amount of shifts that I've picked up extra, because obviously I'm wanting to like get rid of all that debt as soon as I can, has been really, really helpful. So I think I am looking like I'm going in the right direction, which is great news. Also yesterday, it's so funny that I say that, because also yesterday we secured lottery tickets to go see Wicked. So there's like this, I don't know, lottery thing that you can enter, and you can get $49 tickets, I think it is, or $45, something like that, to go see like the show. I didn't get those, but I got like the second, like the runner-up vibe version of that ticket, where it's like $99, which is pretty reasonable. It's like a 3-hour thing, and it was for a Sunday night, which was perfect. So I did get that. So we're going to go do that next weekend, not this weekend. But I feel like it's quite soon, and it wasn't something that we'd planned for. So I'm really glad that Fell was also free and we were able to do that. So hello, it is Friday. I've been home for a while now, and I was just reflecting on the things that I've touched on in this video, and I thought I would just like come on and like update you guys, and then also just like end this video here. It's been a little bit like, I obviously have never filmed anything like this, so it is like a little bit new and like different for me, but I guess it's good that we have set some clear goals, and I have noticed myself like being more willing to work towards them this week, which is good and always a start. So when I'm not feeling like exercising or working out or doing those sorts of things, I have just pushed myself to at least go on a walk on my walking pad. It's really mindless. I'm literally on my phone scrolling, doing what I usually do, but I'm just walking at the same time, which has been helpful. I have also been trying to tell myself that weeknights are not a write-off. There is still time to do things. There is still time to, do the things that you enjoy doing. So, and also things that you don't enjoy doing, because this being here for a whole week is no longer going to happen. Like, I need to set myself like boundaries with things like that. Like, they can only be out for like two days. Like, beyond that, it's just like silly. And yeah, just like simple things like that. Also, something that I started doing only this year, getting my nails done. It seems like such a small thing, but it has significantly increased my quality of life. 100%. So that is something that I will continue doing and treating myself to. Such a nice little thing to look forward to, and it's always in my calendar, so that's always nice. But yeah, also like spending man wise, I know I haven't been doing super well. Like, I should really just like not use that name, because it's giving off things that aren't aligning with what I'm doing. But yeah, it's definitely not a spending man. It's more so just like mindful spending, I guess, is what I'm trying to do. And to be fair, I have still been buying lots, but I have been returning lots as well, so I don't actually keep as much as it looks like I am buying, which is me defending myself. But also, like, I do feel like I am quite a picky spender. I guess I'm picky with the things that I buy, I mean to say. But yeah, I have also set myself a goal of doing a complete closet cleanse during my school holidays, which are coming up in a few weeks' time. So that should also help with that. But yeah, I guess like these are all like just like small steps I'm taking to work towards those bigger goals. And yeah, I have been more mindful about eating. I am trying to drink more water and have water before I eat, so that I am, you know, making sure that it's not thirst getting to me. But yeah, I have been like, I guess, a little bit more conscious about those things. I did change my wallpaper also, which I think I touched on, but I obviously can't show you because I film on my phone, which takes me back to my spending goal. I would love to be able to have a nice vlogging camera, or not just a vlogging, just like a camera that I can use for both photos and videos, and like not have to rely on my phone, because it drains my battery. There's just so many cons to using your phone for YouTube. Anyway, that is a personal problem, but like,
when you see that I have upgraded my camera, know that I have been aligning with my spending goals because I have been able to save for the camera that I want, which is a goal. It's a goal. Anyway, I will leave it there. I am yapping way too much and it's not even a yap video. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me talk shit for this long. Love you. Bye.